Hello and welcome back to the channel. Amber here, and today we're breaking down the episode 5 preview for season 3. It's a short one, but it raises plenty of questions and hints at which storylines we'll revisit after spending all of last episode in the Aiel Waste and Ruidion. I'm also working on a Q&A on those events, so drop your questions in the comments of my breakdown video if you have any. As always, like and subscribe for more Wheel of Time content, and let's jump into the preview. Our first image is of Moiraine in the Aiel Waste with the Sarkarnen. As she holds it, we hear her voice saying, "I've seen 1,000 futures. If the White Tower doesn't bend the knee to Rand al'Thor, he will lose the last battle." So let's first talk about her words. In trailers and teasers this season, we've also heard her say that the only way Rand lives is if I die. And now we are also learning that something else has been revealed to her. That in every future she has seen, the only way to win the last battle is if the White Tower backs Rand. And I think this is a strong topic for the show to tease, because as we've seen, Siuan Sanche's grasp on the White Tower is breaking. The tower is not only facing political threat from Queen Morgase, Elaida is now working to cause disruption. And there has just been a massive attack by the Black Aja, creating a power vacuum. And there is still one dark friend within the tower that hasn't been ratted out. The White Tower has its own storyline, and as entertaining as it is, we are meant to think about its relation to Rand. Is there any foreseeable future where this can work? Can there be an alliance between the White Tower and the Dragon Reborn? Would the Aes Sedai as a whole ever be united enough to actually swear fealty to the Dragon Reborn? Now, this is a tall order. The last time Siuan Sanche saw Rand, she held him captive within Cairhien. Could Rand ever trust her or the Aes Sedai in the event that they did swear fealty to him? So many questions here to unpack. Let's talk about the images we see. Moiraine struggling to channel with the Sarkarnen, then Moiraine with tears on her cheek, then her smiling almost gleefully while channeling with the Sarkarnen, Siuan Sanche holding a hand to her head looking very stressed, Rand sitting with Aviendha, and Moiraine struggling to channel with the Sarkarnen. So it looks like one of the big focuses of the next episode is the Sarkarnen, and whether or not Moiraine will be able to use it with control. Now, I think there's an important bit of information here about the Sarkarnen that we don't know yet. Is it actually safe for her to use, and does it have a buffer? And if you haven't read the books, I'll break it down. In some cases, sa'angreal are too strong for some channelers. If a channeler is not strong enough for the sa'angreal, they are forced into drawing more of the power than they can handle, resulting in full or partial burnout, or even death. So the implication of seeing Moiraine struggle with it leads me to believe she isn't strong enough to use it, which in simple terms is very dangerous for her to do. The next question is, does it have a buffer? A buffer is something that protects the user from all the extra power so they don't burn out or die. As the Sarkarnen is something different in the books, I think this is one of those questions where we will just have to wait and see, but it could play a big role in Moraine's story. Moving on, we then hear Elaida's voice saying, "I'm calling for a vote in the hall to cage the Dragon Reborn." So now we are moving right into a schism in ideals within the tower. Siuan may be the Amyrlin, but she can still be outvoted by the sitters. So let's dig a little into what calling a vote actually entails. A hall meeting starts when 3 sitters, elected members of the Ajas, bring the same question, and at least 11 of the 21 sitters must be present. For a consensus to pass, 2/3 of the sitters must agree, even if some sitters are missing. The magic number is 11. So what Elaida is proposing is a real game of numbers. Swan Sanche as the Amyrlin does not get to rule unilaterally here. She can be outvoted. The only time the Amyrlin can hold absolute authority is during war, and that's not an option on the table right now. So it looks like Swan Sanche is going to have to make a choice, move forward with caging Rand or stand against it, and her next words seem to make it clear. We then see two images of the two captured dark friends, Joya and Amiko, and cut to Swan Sanche saying, "Bring me the truth so I can take Elida's head." And this stands for itself. Swan does not trust Elida. And we can go into episode 5 knowing the White Tower segment of this episode is going to be pretty high stakes. Our next segment of the preview focuses on Egwene and the Wise Ones. Egwene is told by Bear, "The time for watching him is through, Egwene Sedai. We are going to walk the dream." So first, let's focus on the dialogue. They mean to separate her from her anxieties and feelings about Rand to focus on honing her skills in the dream world. But also, Bear calls her Egwene Sedai. So it appears Egwene has a little bit of explaining to do in the next episode.
First, you lied, right? Then, you lied about lying.
We then finally get to see an interior scene somewhere within the Aiel Waste, which means we might be making it to an actual Aiel settlement, and not just wandering in the desert. We then see a really cool shot of Egwene dematerializing into Tel'aran'rhiod and land straight in the middle of the streets of Tar Valon. And I really love this shot. She sees a ghostly figure of someone running in the streets, which is most likely someone accidentally dreaming within the world of dreams. And as she walks, she comes face to face with Lanfear. She reaches out her arm as Egwene is lifted into the air, holding her throat, mimicking the same type of torture she experienced at the hands of her former soldam, Rhaena. Lanfear is diabolical. And that's the last image in the short clip. So what do you think? We've got a lot to cover in the next episode, and I'm sure everyone has their theories. Let me know in the comments section, and as always, you can find me on Instagram, Blue Sky, and Discord. And if you'd like to help support the channel, check out Road to Tar Valon on Patreon and YouTube memberships. Special shout out to my newest members, Juan, Alexander, Dallas, Luna Cascade, and Model Beauty Off Duty. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. This one's for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back next time.